What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode, Jammin with J Money, man. Condolences to my guy Teddy. He's supposed to come on with us today, but had a little family emergency today, man. So thoughts and prayers go out to my guy Teddy Covers, man. Literally, we was just about to do the show, you know what I'm saying? So you never know, stuff can happen, man. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Hug your loved ones and stuff, man. You never know. What's up, Junior? I'm J Money. That's my guy, Junior Browne. We didn't even know if we was gonna do the show today, man. She kind of just messed me up there, kind of, you know what I'm saying, real quick. But what's up, Junior? Everything good with you, bro? How you doing today?
Yeah, that was a bit. My thoughts and prayers are with Teddy. Is the only thing I could say. I lost my father earlier this year. You lost your brother, so we know how tough things like that are. I think he would want us to do the show though for the people that support us. So let's give him what we can and hopefully help everybody keep getting to this money.
Right, trying to, man, trying to for sure, man. That shit was just crazy. You know what I'm saying? Spare the moment, man. I don't know, bro. This shit crazy, bro. Let's go ahead and make sure y'all go ahead and go to SBR Sports. Make sure y'all go to SBR Picks /NBA, man, and check out all the articles we have over there, the line shop, all the odds that we have over there, man, and make sure, you know what I'm saying, we got a bunch of free picks over there, so make sure you go over there, click the link below. Also hit the like button and subscribe if you guys like the content. Yesterday was a pretty crazy day. Yes, in the NBA, the Nets, them there knock off the Raptors. The Raptors came back in the fourth quarter, outscored them 30-19 to get that win there, 104-99. The Jazz smack up the Nuggets, and now when Donovan Mitchell went off again, and that one seemed like they're gonna have to have a problem with that one. They got to stop Mitchell there, where that's the engine that makes them go right there. They gave up 43 points in that third quarter there. It's pretty crazy for the Nuggets there. Supposed to be a defensive team, 124-105. The Jazz get it done over there. And the 76ers, man, they come out, was up 30-14, you know what I'm saying, 30-16, and it was looking good through the first quarter, but then when you saw the Celtics kind of chip back away, only was losing the first quarter by 6 points. That second quarter, man, was just, I mean, they just throttled them, and then the third quarter, they just smacked them up, man. That game was over pretty quick, man. Celtics smacked them up 128-101, and my Mavs get it done over the Clippers. We looked pretty good out there, even with Luke on the bench, Junior. We were smacking them up. Trey Burke come out there, Curry, Hardaway, everybody's balling. Porzingis, like he was pissed off. Mavs put up 127 on the Clippers there, beat them 127-114. Anything stood out to you yesterday?
Yeah, a couple different things. Philly, Brett Brown, the clock is ticking, my guy. Your days are numbered. Now, I'm not going to come on here and act like, oh, I told you so, because if I told you so, I would have bet Boston. So I just stayed off the game because I was worried about Philly. I took a heavy L myself because I took Denver yesterday. And the interesting thing about that game is we saw in the bubble that Denver was the worst team in the 8 seeding game. So the fact that they didn't play no defense yesterday is really not that surprising. But me and you, we talk about basketball all the time. You specifically say, as a hooper, you play defense. You're a Patrick Beverly type dude defensively. I don't know if you even watched the game, but it's kind of shocking to watch these Denver guys. They can't even play basic one-on-one, keep my guy in front of me defense. Dudes are going by them like they're pylons, dog. It's kind of insane. And they don't have rim protection because Jokic is a big body, but he's not a rim protector. So if you could get by your man against Denver, it's red carpet to the basket. And Donovan Mitchell, I actually have a lot more respect for Donovan Mitchell after these 2 games. Because after game 1, the old Donovan Mitchell, I expected him to come out like his old self and just be jacking up shots. He was a facilitator. He was a creator. He got his teammates involved. And if he's going to play like that, Utah has a much better chance than I thought, especially if Denver's going to not play no defense whatsoever. So those are my takeaways from yesterday, on top of the fact that whoever thought Luka was going to be slowed down by Paul George, or George Paul, as some people like to call him when he plays bad, and Kawhi Leonard, you're wrong about that. Boy's averaging 35 a game through 2 games, and his teammates came to play. And if they come to play, Dallas is a live dog against anybody, straight up.
Exactly. Yeah, and the boys they did come to play today. I mean, PG and Kawhi have. I mean, during the regular season when they set out for Luka, they did shut him down or kind of bother him. It just seemed lately the other guys are stepping up, and the whole Mavs team was just pissed yesterday. It was pissed at the world, obviously. You know what I'm saying? The refs, everybody. They just the Mavs had to cover that game, let alone win it. They had to at least cover it. So it was on that 6.5. It's just, I mean, I went 1-1 yesterday. Like I say, had Philly, but they looked good in the first quarter. But after that game really ran me hot, man. I said that I wasn't gonna bet on my birthday, so it wouldn't ruin my day. But the Sixers really did piss me off. I thought it was a good spot for him, but yeah, Brett Brown, you got to get them out of there, man. They finna get their ass swept. I don't see them win the game. You pretty much just give up. That was why I had to watch that Nuggets game, because they had got down by almost 30, and I wanted to see if they gave up, and they actually kind of kept fighting there in the fourth quarter. So it's good to see the Nuggets not give up, because it's games like that when it's blowouts. I want to watch them. I want to see if the team gives up or if their bench players or whoever, young guys, still keep playing, still trying to show some type of fight for build for the next game. So if you're showing me that you're not even built for the next game, that's just so. Was the Nuggets, at least they kind of tried to fight back. The 76ers kind of just went over there to the bench and put their head down. So that's definitely something to note for tomorrow's games, and we'll get to that tomorrow for sure. Donovan Mitchell, yeah, he been balling. They been having that boy mic'd up. That boy said he found some. That boy said, "Oh, I found some." Donovan Mitchell. That boy
I love that.
Hey,
I
Junior,
love that.
Junior, he said, I guess he said something like, we was talking yesterday. We was talking last game. Yeah, we was talking last game.
It ain't personal.
Yeah, he said, yeah, nah, don't take it personal. Yeah, nah, that was hilarious, man. I love to hear them guys wired up, man. If y'all know Jordan, he didn't be here on Thursday. So you know what I'm saying? We missing Jordan today, just me and Junior, but we're gonna get through it, man. Junior, let's go ahead and get through these games today. Only got 4 of them. Might have just a 30-minute show today with, you know what I'm saying, what we had happened before. But let's get to this first game of the day, the Heat versus the Pacers. I do know that Teddy told me last night he was on the Heat. The total went up, opened up from 214.5 up to 217 now. Line opened up Heat -5, back down to 4 now. We know Jay Crowder is questionable here, and Victor Oladipo is questionable. He is available to play with the eye injury. What you think in this game here, Junior? Pacers +4. Would you think the Heat get it done again?
It's not an official play yet, but I'm most likely it's a heavy lean. I'm really leaning heavily towards the Heat. I watched that game again because I only watched the fourth quarter. I went back and watched the full game because the game was really close until Goran Dragic started balling out in the fourth quarter, and then Jimmy Butler kind of finished things off. I just think that my main concern for Indiana is where are the points coming from. Now, Victor Oladipo got poked in the eye. He's questionable. TJ Warren looked pretty good. I got to give him that. He looked pretty good. But here's the thing. In that rivalry, Jimmy Butler's a two-way player. Jimmy Butler made shots down the stretch and got defensive stops down the stretch. So I just think that when you look at the Heat, let's just say Jimmy Butler doesn't play as well as he did in the first game, or Goran Dragic. It could still be Bam. It could still be Tyler Hero. It could still be Duncan. If Duncan Robinson catches fire, he goes bananas. There's just so many guys for the Heat that make contributions. I'm not sure that I'm ready to say that on the other side because, in my opinion, one of the players that I'm the most disappointed in over the last 2 seasons is Miles Turner. I really thought Miles Turner had what it took to get to that next level and possibly be a borderline all-star. He's nowhere close to a borderline all-star. And until he steps up and plays better, this team's ceiling is a lot lower than it should be because Brogdon played well in the first game. TJ Warren played well in the first game. Where Miles Turner at? You know what I'm saying? They need a third guy to step up. They can't rely on, guys like Aaron Holiday. Sorry if I'm saying the wrong Holiday. One of the Holiday brother that starts for the Pacers. He looked pretty good, actually, dog. But he just got into early foul trouble. But it's not his responsibility to be the third wheel. In my opinion, with Sabonis out, with Oladipo out, Miles Turner has a responsibility to this team. I'm not really sure he's up to the challenge.
Right, and they need Turner to be the rim protector down low as well. I was just telling my homeboy last night that if the Pacers still had Sabonis, this would be a whole nother different type of series. I don't think the line would be at 4. The line might be closer to 2 if them boys had Sabonis. I really think it would be an even matchup. But without the Pacers having him and just having Turner down there as the last line of defense, I just feel like he's just a little bit too soft. You know what I'm saying? To be the defensive anchor down there. I mean, you got Bam Adebayo who just gonna muscle him pretty much every single time. I'm not a big fan of Miles Turner. Him and Sabonis maybe together, but I mean, in my opinion, Sabonis was the big dog to me, man. I'm putting Turner. He gonna be the 4. Sabonis gonna be the 5. Now I respect Sabonis more than that guy, but they really missing him right now. It's gonna be a crazy game. I wanted to lean towards the Heat here, but I mean, then they got that was with Oladipo out for sure. He is in here. It's a crazy game, man. The Heat have pretty much owned the Pacers. That's why I don't want to take the Pacers. We saw yesterday with these teams that already won game 1, kind of necessarily don't come out with that same sense of urgency in game 2. Even though the Celtics were the lone team that covered yesterday in the first quarter, you still saw every team that lost the first game that went down 0-1. They covered the first quarter. Like they came out with a sense of urgency, and everybody else did their job. It's just 76ers the only ones that couldn't keep the lead. So it's kind of interesting to me. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Pacers come out here early here, but we know that the Heat have pretty much owned them, seem to have the psychological edge over them. So it's one of them things where, you know what I'm saying, need to watch this game, maybe get a little in play, see how the Pacers come out here, see how Oladipo looks. Can you see, bro? Is he gonna have a patch over his eye? Boy gonna have some Kareem Abdul-Jabbar glasses out there. What you think? And look on this total here, Junior. You agree with the line movement going up?
No, actually, I would actually kind of lean towards the under, because again, that's actually the reason why I'm not taking the Heat. I've watched enough Heat games. You know, I bet a lot on the Heat. The Heat could come out and throw up a real dud offensively. Like they can struggle to score offensively on any given night. They're a team that relies on effort and 3-point shooting. The effort's always there. The defense is pretty good. The scoring, I'm not really too sure. I just think that if the Pacers are going to take back game 2, Nate McMillan said it after the game. The game was close. They made stops. We didn't. We got to get stops. So I think that the Pacers are going to be a little bit more locked in defensively, and this game could be really close. So I'm just not confident enough. Like, one thing I think we've learned from this bubble, every game is its own game. You can't look at the last game and say that's an indicator of what's going to come in the next game, because teams seem to be making really fast adjustments. So I just think that the Pacers are going to make certain adjustments. The game is probably going to be similar to the first game in the sense that it'll be close down the stretch, and then it's all about who can get stops. And I think that the Pacers will probably be a little bit more locked in defensively than they were the last game. So I wouldn't be surprised if Miami wins, but I think it's going to be a little bit of a close one.
Got you. Jason say Pacers first quarter. Who else? My guy tripped out, man. So Hank said, why Miles Turner so soft? Isn't he from Dallas, Texas? Euless, my brothers live in Euless. It doesn't matter where you're from, man. It's, you know what I'm saying, depending on how you raised. But we know Miles Turner, he's a real big guy, but he can get pushed around real easy on the block. So, I mean, you can't just call a man soft, because, you know what I'm saying, you never know what'll happen when it comes down to them fighting or whatever. But we just saying, as far as NBA, he gets pushed. He's too big to get pushed over dead easily, in my opinion. And Euless is not the hood. It's pretty far from the hood. So if he was from Houston, then that's probably why. But my guy Carlos Jedden say, where John Wick? Boy say, man, where is John Wick? That boy tripped out, man. We starting this. Carlos, I might have to, man, say where the glasses at, man. Say, Dusty say, love in here. Appreciate that. Appreciate all you guys. Don't underestimate Pacers defense. They're third best defensive team in the NBA. Yeah, I'm with that. The Heat are 1-5 ATS last 6 games on 1 day's rest. I mean, it doesn't really mean a whole lot. This is here in the bubble. It's a different. One thing I have seen that some of the stuff don't matter here, Junior, in the bubble. You got to pick these teams that's locked in, and even though I kind of want to go against the grain with some of these teams, it's tough to, man, because you really have to. It's not necessarily going on what you saw in game 1, but some of these teams are just not locked in right now. It's like the Bucks. It's a bounce back spot for them today, but they're not locked in enough for me to take them there with confidence, even though if they do cover, it's a bounce back spot for them. But we'll get to that game here in a sec. But yeah, the Pacers and Heat game, that's the early one we have today. I can't say I didn't make a bet on it. I know Teddy's on the Heat. I see a lot of people on the Heat. Man, I just got a weird feeling about this one, that the Pacers could come back and try to, you know what I'm saying, try to even this series up, and they're the one that's getting the points here. I know a lot of people looking at the Heat pretty much on them, but the Pacers, I mean, they can match up well with them. They just got to play some defense, like my guy Junior say. Let's get to the next game, man. OKC versus the Thunder versus Rockets, Junior. Another two teams that we thought matched up pretty well. The Rockets went out there and smacked them their first game. You was on the Rockets there. When you think you liking the Rockets here in game 2, I know Teddy said that he didn't believe OKC have anything for the Rockets, and that their game doesn't transcend versus them because the Rockets switch everything. What you think about that? And they might be getting Dort back tonight, Junior.
Yeah, so I was on the Rockets in the first game. I'm on the Thunder in the second game. I think the Thunder bounced back because that was the first time I kind of went back and looked at the matchup, because during the regular season, the Rockets really struggled to shoot the three against the Thunder. But what I actually ended up realizing is that they haven't played each other since the Rockets went completely small ball. And that I think Thunder just weren't ready for all that switching, because you just mentioned something really important. For example, I didn't see the game live, but I was looking at the box score on my phone. I was like, what's wrong with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? I don't understand. Why is he struggling like that? Then I went back and watched the game, and what all that switching did was confuse him, in the sense that he's a player that he's not going to settle for a jumper. He's always trying to get into the lane and make a play. And I think that in this game, Billy Donovan, to take a page out of Teddy's book, I read a lot of the Billy Donovan quotes. And he was just basically saying, Shai was trying to get downhill instead of taking the open shots that the Rockets were giving to him. In this game, I think he's going to take a lot of those open shots. And something that Billy Donovan mentioned, that if we try to play half court against this team, we're going to have a lot of problems, because their switching style causes us issues in terms of trying to get into the lane. We got to look to run and try to start getting some fast break points and getting some easier baskets. So I think if the Thunder push the pace, Schroeder had that one game. He'd been gone for a while, so he maybe got that rust out of his system. If they play that lineup that they did, that kind of cut into the lead of Schroeder, Paul, Gilgeous-Alexander, Gallinari, and I think it was Steven Adams was the fifth, they really started cutting into the lead and were able to do a few things. But I kind of want to get your opinion on one thing. The one thing that worries me about this game, I'm not really sure Steven Adams can play too many minutes with this Houston small ball lineup, because who's he really going to guard? You know what I mean? Like, that's the one thing that gives me a little bit of pause. But you mentioned my hometown guy. Shout out to Luguentz Dort, representing the hometown. He's in the NBA, son. He's guarding superstars like James Harden, so I'm a root for him. But it's going to be tough because he's recovering from a knee injury, and you don't want to have knee problems going up against Harden. That being said, Jay, what do we know about the Rockets? More than anything else, they're inconsistent.
We said it at the same time.
Exactly. Inconsistent as hell. I'm going to take the Thunder to bounce back. They got a lot of heart. They're going to make some adjustments. And I think they take this one. It's not an official play line, though.
No. That's why I want to come on here and talk with you. I hadn't made any plays. I like the Thunder today. I can't be scared. Scared money don't make no money. I was on the Thunder the first game. They got their ass smacked on. And I already knew that was their first time facing them since they had since they switched there with PJ Tucker or whatever. I still thought Thunder had it for them. I mean, obviously the Thunder got to take care of some of these games without Westbrook, because when they get Westbrook, it's going to be a whole nother animal. Like you said, they got to go back and look at the film, see what you got to do. I think the Thunder got to run the zone, bro. You got to have Adams out there because he's too much of a mismatch on the offensive end and on the boards. You know what I'm saying? Offensively and defensively. You got to run the 2-3 zone, have Adams sitting there. You go touch your foot outside the paint every once in a while so you don't get 3 seconds. But they got to run the zone, man, kind of extend it up a little bit and out for the wings to catch those threes. That's what the Rockets like to do. That's what you do against a 3-point shooting team. You run that zone. They're not going to be able to run in, because you won't have Adams out there chasing Tucker around. When they do that pick and roll with Adams, he doesn't know what to do, or he sags so back far off, because you can't have him up there by the 3-point line. I think they had to run a zone every once in a while, either a 1-3-1 or a 2-3 zone. If that was the coach, man, that's what I would do. OKC got to bounce back, man. I mean, if Rockets go up here 2-0, man, without you know what I'm saying, without Westbrook, that's just like people gonna be saying, okay, Chris Paul, they're gonna be right. They're 0.2 chance of making the playoffs. Y'all shouldn't have been there. So I'm sure that everything back in their mind. I want to take OKC. I can't be scared, man. I liked them in the first game. I can't take Houston here and you know what I'm saying, like, oh, and then Houston smacked them first game, and then I go 0-2. It's either OKC or nothing for me in this one, man. I'm gonna have to sprinkle a little something on it. I like them today. I'll be honest with you though, Junior. I was a little bit scared, but like you say, they got to go back and look at the film, and now they got one game under their belt to see how to defend them guys. So it got to be tonight, right, Junior? And then look, everybody in the flip, Junior. Everybody, the Rockets was 2.5. I even saw a 3 yesterday. Everybody gonna be hopping on them now, thinking OKC don't have nothing for them.
Yeah, I mean, I just think people are really too quick to underestimate OKC. They're not going to just roll over, and they got to know that if they don't win this game, so what? Then they got to win 4 out of the next 5. Nah, bro. They got to win today just for their own, again, not only just for their own mental health, for lack of a better word, but if you're doing that, if you can't beat Houston without Westbrook, you got to be you have to be concerned at the prospect of him coming back. Like, I feel like Houston saw game 1 and they're like, oh, Westbrook, you're going to get an extra game off. We don't even need you to beat these boys right now. We're going to give you a little extra time to heal that quad. I know you want to sun your old team, but sit this one out. We got this. They can't allow that to happen. They got to punch back or else they're done.
Got you. And I don't even let me get my glass for credit. Everybody in the chat think that everybody say Rockets gonna win. That's what everybody say here, Junior. And I know I had a little talk with Teddy. Teddy says that he thinks that the Rockets, he think the Rockets are gonna get it done too, but man, I still think that OKC got something for. I still think they match up well. Like I say, Chris Paul like to take take advantage of the guys' bigs. Man, I will give you this: the Rockets, when you got McLemore, when you have McLemore, Jeff Green, and Rivers coming off the bench, that does scare me. But my thing with the Rockets, if they're not hitting their 3-point shots, man, they look like a totally different team. So they were hitting their shots the first game. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They came to play versus OKC. It was the first one. Both teams were motivated. I like in the game too, you kind of you have a motivational edge versus the team that lost the first one, because the team that's up 1-0 doesn't necessarily have that sense of urgency. It's not like you have to go to the other team's house in game 3. That sense of urgency really isn't there, man. But let's get to this next game here, Junior. I'm riding with OKC with you, bro. I don't care, man. They got to beat me one more time for me to be like, all right, I ain't betting against the Rockets no more. And I think everybody like them as well, man. I don't care, bro. I'm taking a shot, man. It's just cheddar. It's just money. We still got some more. Let's get to the next game, Junior. We got the Magic versus the Bucks here. I'm still pissed, man, from that fucking 76ers game. Yes, I'm still pissed from that, bro. I'm sorry. 1-1 yesterday. No, it should have been 2-0. I'm hot. I'm freaking hot, bro. Magic versus the Bucks, man. Magic upset them boys first game, man. I don't know if the Bucks ready. It's a must-win spot for them. Bounce back. Know they've been hearing all the talk, all the chatter. You dig what I'm saying? Open up at 12.5, up to 13 now for the Bucks. I can't trust them, bro. In theory, it's a Bucks first quarter, first half spot where they're supposed to come out, smack the Magic up and never look back. I wouldn't be surprised to see it. It's just for me to bet it with confidence. I mean, the first quarter is what, 4.5, first half, 7.5. And so they'd have to come out like the Bucks from the regular season. And I don't know if that's there for sure. Junior, what you think on this game? Total opened up at 227.5 down to 227.
Yeah, bro. In the words of Teddy Covers, I'm to the window with this one. Bucks minus 7.5 first half. And let me just start off by saying I hate that number. I think that number is too high. That being said, this is do or die time for the Bucks. I know they're not going to lose the series to Orlando, but you think the Celtics and the Raptors didn't watch that game 1 and think to themselves, "Oh yeah, okay, we see," because the Celtics and the Raptors are 2 playoff tested teams. The Celtics have been battling in the playoffs the last couple of years. The Raptors have been to the playoffs 6-7 years in a row, won the title. The Bucks haven't done nothing other than win some regular season games. Congratulations. You've been the best regular season team in the last 2 years. You know what else you've been? A loser of 5 straight playoff games. Because for those of you that forget, they won the first 2 games of the Eastern Conference Finals and then got smacked up by the Raptors. And I'm going to tell you what one of their major problems. Yesterday, Bledsoe and Middleton, who's supposed to be an all-star, got outscored by Terrence Ross and Markelle Fultz. Is there anything else that I need to say other than that is unacceptable? Because if Vucevic is going to cancel out what Giannis does, then it's up to Giannis's teammates to step up and outperform Orlando's players. It's really simple math. And I just think that the team that we saw during the regular season is nowhere to be found right now. But I think that's also a product of them clinching the damn playoff spot so early. They started off the season 51-8, and they pretty much can't clinch their playoff spot like back in March. So that means that they really have not played a meaningful basketball game in like a couple of months now. And you've been saying it the entire time. I've been saying it less than you, but without saying it by never betting on the Bucks. It was the team that by far I bet on the most. I'm just not playing them because they're not the same team we saw before. They just look like they don't care. They look like they're waiting to flick that switch. And in my opinion, they're not good enough to turn on the switch. They got to keep that shit lit at all times until they prove that they can get to the NBA Finals, which is their ultimate goal. So I expect that they're going to bounce back. They're going to come in. They're going to put in the required defensive effort. I'm not really too sure they can cover that full game spread because I don't think they look all the way right, especially their bench players and their I guess their role players around Giannis. But if they don't do it now, when are they going to do it? So I'm kind of just betting the spot that I believe that the Bucks are going to come out and make a statement after all this talk about how they're not as good as we think they are, which I've been saying anyway. So,
got you. Yeah, it's just with me, man. I wanted to. This the thing, man, with the sports betting. Like, you kind of have to kind of see things before it happened. But I mean, sometimes it just the teams don't be ready, man. So I could see it. Like I say, if I had free bets on this game, or you know, what I'm saying, if I just made small bets and didn't really care if I won or lost, I'd be sprinkling on Bucks first quarter, first half. Man, I ain't gonna say full game, but first quarter, first half for sure. I'm leaning that way. It's just that I need to see them do it first before I could lay it with confidence. We know that their offense is light years better than the Magic team, but the Magic play some good defense. They have a lot of long bodies out there. They have really guys out there that's pretty much like this way the Magic team is built right now, especially without Gordon. It's like, all right, go out. We need you defensive guys out there, big, long guys. Play some defense. We'll worry about the scoring as we go. Y'all go out there and lock up on defense, and that's the problem. If they do pack up the paint, we saw that it can bother Giannis. If the guy's not hitting threes, if George Hill, you know what I'm saying, Bledsoe, DiVincenzo, Brook Lopez, they're not hitting their threes, man, they look bad. And so that's what we saw last game. They got to pick up on the defense as well. The Bucks got to come in with that lockdown defense, championship style defense, if you want to beat the Magic, because their offense really isn't that good. You just got to lock up. So, I mean, we'll see if the Bucks like the old Bucks tonight. If they do, it'll probably be a trifecta casher. It's just I want to see it first. Like if they do it here in game one, game two, I'll probably hop on the next game because then they'll be and got over that hump. You know what I'm saying? It's like the same thing with the Lakers, man. The Lakers versus got the Lakers versus the Blazers here, Junior, last game of the day. Real quick, what you think about that total? We know the Bucks got to play more defense. What you think about a little sneaky under here? If the Bucks, they got to come to play here, Magic gonna still bring their defense here, Junior. What you think about this under 227?
I'm scared of it, and the reason I'm scared of it is a trend that you were one of the earliest people to notice is that the Magic offense is not the same Magic offense that started off the season like looking terrible. Remember, the Magic at one point legitimately, I'm pretty sure didn't score 100 points for like 5 or 6 straight games at one point in the regular season, and then they figured out that they basically need to take quicker shots, stop passing up open shots to drive and take contested shots. And their offense kind of started going through the roof by their standards. I just think that with the lack of effort that we've seen from the Bucks, their defense hasn't looked good the entire bubble. I'm not sure I could take the under because I think that their offense is due for an explosion. Because let's just be realistic, their guys are not going to continue to miss open shots. They're going to start making shots. They're going to start picking up the pace. And I think that the Bucks are going to play a lot more small ball because my biggest takeaway from watching that game, I just watched it this morning right before I came on the show. Guys, Coach Bud, you can't have Brook Lopez guarding Vucevic when he gets hot because the way that the Bucks defend the screen and roll, Lopez goes under every time, but he goes so deep under that when Vucevic pops out, he can't recover fast enough.
Exactly.
Why not just put Giannis at the 5? Giannis can recover against anybody and still be able to get into the lane and defend. If Brook Lopez is not making threes, you got to get him out of there. Because I actually started going to, we all, because we do this for a living, subscribe to different websites that give us deeper looks into the stats. Vucevic is actually the most used player in the NBA when it comes to pick and pops. He has the most pick and pops in the league, and he's second in average in terms of points per possession and pick and pop. What is that? That tells you that you can't give that shot to this guy because he's going to make it. So you got to put somebody on him that's going to make him put the ball on the floor and make him uncomfortable. You got Giannis because, dog, I don't know if you watched that game. They put Brook Lopez first, ate his food. They put Marvin Williams, put that boy in the post, lunch, buffet style, eating on this
barbecue chicken.
Put Giannis on him. End that nonsense.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, obviously, you don't want Giannis to waste energy defensively, but if you see Vooch get it rolling, you got to shut that down immediately. Make Markelle Fultz beat you. Make Terrence Ross beat you. Make Evan Fournier beat you. But you can't let Vooch just be popping off for 34, 14, and 6. I think he had it. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something. I mean, the Lakers lose to the first game to the Blazers. We knew that was a possibility, but I mean, the spread on this is 1 versus 8. We know the Blazers ain't a regular 8 seed, but I mean, damn, the Magic ain't looking like a regular 8 seed. The Bucks ain't looking like a regular 1. So I couldn't believe that they had lost the game, especially in the fashion that they did. They were losing the game pretty much the whole way, like ever since the first, second quarter, and then they never could come back. That's what scared me. It's like y'all can't go on a run and take the lead. That was scary there, man. I mean, they had got it close within 3 points, and then Magic go back up 7-10 again. I was like, boy, that's pretty crazy. So we'll see here with the Bucks. Like I say, I think they should come out here hot too. It's just I need to see them do it first. They come out with their A game and they get the Magic rattled. This one will probably be over early, so I wouldn't talk anybody out the Bucks first half as well, man. Maybe first quarter too. Let's get to the next game. Last game of the day, we got the Blazers versus the Lakers here. Line opened up at 5.5, and started up to 6.5. Now this saw 7 yesterday. Y'all know some people's gonna bite it down. The Blazers here. People thinking they for one thing, Junior, the Lakers don't look good right now, and the Blazers they've been in playoff mode. So whether you think they're gonna run out of injury or whatever, they've been in this same mode. They've been ready. We seen that. We did see them kind of struggle versus the Lakers defense in the first game. They only you got to keep in account that Blazers been scoring 120 some points every game, and the Lakers did hold them to 100 points. They just couldn't get over the 100 themselves. Only 93 points. It wasn't really the Blazers defense. The Lakers win, I think, 2 from 15 from 3. They were absolutely terrible. They couldn't even hit they were actually open shots as well. They just weren't making them. So I mean, be interesting to see what happens here with this Lakers game. If you really watch the game, like I say, they didn't do a bad job defensively. LeBron had a triple-double. LeBron and AD really did pretty much everything they could do. The role players weren't hitting shots. I think they might have to get Dion Waiters, J.R. Smith some playing time in there. You really need some scores. You got the defense in there, and Dion Waiters and J.R., they might come in there, play a little defense, happy to get some playing time. But KCP, man, you might have to bench him a game or two, man. You might have to, or he's gonna have to be shooting shots till 1 o'clock in the morning. Here, Junior, what you think about this game? A lot of people liking Blazers plus the points going on what they saw in game 1. Any thoughts on this one?
I think I like the Lakers early first quarter, first half. I'm not really sure about the full game spread just because Portland's ability to make threes is the great equalizer for them in this series. The Lakers just don't really have shooters like that. I'm going to say, though, again, this is just me betting the spot. If you're LeBron James, you know, you missed the playoffs last year. You come out game 1, you lose game 1, and you did that thing that allows people to have this GOAT argument between Mike and LeBron. Because and I'm trust me, I'm not going to turn it into that. I just want to say what I'm going to say. I'm saying this for a reason. Is LeBron, in my opinion, is LeBron a more all-around complete player than Mike? Yeah. But the reason I can't take LeBron over Mike if I had to do a draft of all the available players of all time is because Mike is not going to he's not going to defer. I love that LeBron got 16 rebounds and 17 assists. Where were the buckets when they needed buckets? I need dudes bro. I need dudes that are going to be like, you know what? Not on my watch. I'm going to put you on my back. I'm going to take us across the finish line. It's kind of like why people compare Kawhi. You know how some people last year after the finals was like, oh, Kawhi's the best player in the league. Do you really think Kawhi's better than LeBron, though? I don't think he is. But Kawhi's got that in the fourth quarter. I'm not about passing right now. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to get you buckets when buckets need to be got. I think LeBron probably comes out a little bit more alpha dog, a little bit more, you know what? Y'all follow my lead. And more importantly than that even, I think we see a different Anthony Davis because Anthony Davis looked like, I don't want to exaggerate and say he looked bad, but he really didn't look like he was playing in a playoff game. He just looked like, oh, it's just another regular season game. I'm going to just show up and we're just going to be better. All of a sudden, though, Hassan Whiteside and Jokic, I'm sorry, not Jokic, Nurkic, that's a real duo that he's going to have to contend with. Explain something to me, J Money. Why is Davis catching the ball at the 3-point line, holding it, pump faking, dribbling? Dog, just catch the ball, take
Yeah,
the basket,
exactly.
score up, shoot it in their face, or take one dribble and go to the hole. Stop playing these games. If I see Anthony Davis catching the ball outside of the 3-point line again, I'm gonna turn the TV off, son. I don't understand these people and like, why are you making the game harder for yourself? Catch the ball in the high post or around the basket, turn around, face up, shoot in his face, and keep it moving. These guys are overthinking it. They can't rely on their supporting cast. And I just want to touch on one thing you said before I throw it back to you. Can we stop the shenanigans with Kyle Kuzma not starting while Danny Green and KCP start? Yeah. I know, Vogel, I know you don't like that Kuzma doesn't play defense as hard as you want. You're a defensive coach. I get that. I actually respect that because Vogel's kind of sticking to his guns because you know that the Lakers consider Kuzma a very important piece. But they don't have enough offense. They're just exactly. They need to get Kuzma off. They need to get him confident. They need to get him rolling. If Kuzma's rolling, the Lakers are the best team in the league. That's my opinion.
Kuzma been playing defense lately, in my opinion. I've seen him, I know during them seeding games a lot, you know what I'm saying, trash playing time. Kuzma was playing defense, man, getting blocks. He looked like so put it like this, Kuzma knows that he has to play defense to get minutes. I mean, don't you guys think that he knows that? I mean, he wasn't a big defensive player. It's pretty much all offense, even since he's been at Utah. So now it's like, all right, we got a defensive coach. We know that we're, you know what I'm saying, number one seed. If you want to contend for the championship, you got to be a defensive first team. He knows it. So I actually been seeing a lot more defense through them. I think if they play them, they'll get good defensive efforts at them. Like you say, you need the offense, man. Lakers got to come out here early. I would say hear all the talk. They've been hearing that. I'm not looking at that. I mean, they motivated because of talk. People been talking about their ass because they've been losing in the seeding game. So we know the Blazers playing a lot better. Lakers are a better team than them. We saw them clamp down on them and, you know what I'm saying, hold their defense, hold their offense down. Dame got hot late in the fourth quarter with a couple late threes. In my opinion, that's the only reason why the Blazers won that game, man. The Lakers got up I think it was 84 to 78 during that game, got up by 6 in the fourth quarter. I expected them to take off with that. No, the defense kind of late. They kind of got a little too happy. Then Dame bust through 2-3 straight threes, and then it was a whole new game. But they actually got over the hump, played defense, got some stops. We saw it at the during the third, well, at the end of the second quarter and in the start of the third quarter, the Lakers actually came to play as that fourth quarter. They kind of really just fell apart. The offense, they didn't hit shots at the right time, in my opinion. So I think we're gonna see a different Lakers squad here early. They have to come out here with a sense of urgency, with firepower, with motivation, with everything, with must-win mentality. You can't go down 0-2 to the Blazers. And I don't agree with a lot of shit that Paul Pierce says, but he's right. LeBron does go down here to the Blazers in this first round, man. You got to pull his card, man. I don't want to hear any more comparisons, none of that. LeBron, stop passing the ball, bro. Yeah, you had 16 assists. You need your teammates to get hot. You got to drive into the hole every time, bro. Whether they gotta foul you or you're gonna dunk every time, bro. You're LeBron James. You know you're getting the calls. You gotta start flopping like Dame Lillard and Harden them do. You gotta get to the free throw line, man. Make your free throws, but LeBron can get to the hole every single time and dunk or layup if he want, man. He gotta have that mentality. Do not pass the ball, bro. You pass it too much. Anthony Davis, get on the block, do some little turnaround, do your turnaround, man. Back them down, do whatever you got to do, boy. But I think I like the Lakers here early, man. I don't know if I trust them for the full game, but even though I do think they'll get it done, Lakers got to come out here in the first quarter and first half and smack them boys up and show them that they for real, Junior. Any look on the total opened up at 226.5 up to 228.5. You liking the over here? I know Teddy said he was thinking about the over in this game. I don't know if he got there, though. I think he does like points in this one. In my opinion, that correlates with the Lakers.
I really try to stay away from totals. You know that. That's Jordan's thing. I did hit a total yesterday. I didn't mention it just because yesterday it was a lean. I don't like to take credit for things I didn't make official on the show. But once Utah started really rinsing Denver in the third quarter, like they were up like 30. I went in and hit that Dallas over, but I really try to stay away from totals. I don't really have a good feel on this total, other than the fact that if I'm the Lakers and I look back at game one, I can at least say we got a small win because we kept a team that's been putting up like $130 to like 100 points. If the Lakers could do something similar to that in game two, they'll smack these boys up. If the Blazers only score 100 points today, they are not winning this game. There's no way that the Lakers are scoring under 100 points again. So I'm a little bit wary of the total because I saw enough from the Lakers that makes me think that they might be able to slow this Portland team down. If you watch how that game played out, obviously we all saw that game. Portland scored 36 points in the first quarter and then 64 points for the rest of the game. That's not going to get it done in game 2. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, exactly. You said something there. My guy said he liked the over in the game. He said he liked the over 227. Couldn't talk to anybody. I mean, this is what I'm thinking. I'm sure Teddy was thinking as well. So the Lakers, they pretty much had an absolute terrible offensive game, only scored 93. The Blazers only had 100 points. It could be a totally different game. We know the Lakers they score more points tonight, man. They're touching at least 110 here. So, I mean, we think Lakers don't get more points. Blazers going to get theirs, maybe be a little bit more of a faster tempo. But I think the Lakers going to try to go for 40 points here in this first quarter, man. They have to come out, and the offense is going to have to look good in the first quarter, in my opinion. They got to come out and have 35, 40 in the first quarter. I wouldn't be surprised to see this one get over. The total guy is missing today, Jordan. So we know me and Junior are not really, big on the totals. We'll still talk about them, but it's just not really our strong suit. So, I mean, you kind of go with what you're good at, man. Some people kill them totals. Best of luck, guys. We try to stay towards the sides, you know what I'm saying? So I know when I first started betting, I kind of struggled with the sides, and I stayed towards the totals, but now it's the exact opposite, man. I feel like the totals, you never really know what you're going to get, Junior. I might take the over, then them boys be slowing the ball down, walking it up the court every time, man. I take the under, and them boys just hit everything, or going to overtime. The last time I took an under, Junior, it went into overtime, man, and I said, this is why I don't bet total. It was a dead under. I think it was the Nuggets. I think it was like a Nuggets and Jazz game, man. It's a dead under, bro. Went into double overtime. I'm talking about just kill me, bro. I was like, bro, hey, the free throws that made it go to overtime just ran me hot, bro. The made and missed. I'm staying away from the totals, man. I do like the Lakers early, though, and I might have to give OKC one more shot. Junior, recapping what your plays, my guy, before we get out of here.
Yeah, man, I got Bucks first half -7.5. Like I mentioned before, I don't blame any of you for not tailing me on that play because it's a lot of points, and I really don't like that. I'm really just betting the spot where I think that Milwaukee, for the first time in a while, the doubters are getting real loud, and they're going to want to silence them doubters. And I think that they come out with a really strong defensive effort in the first half. So I got the -7.5 first half. And as for the Lakers, I kind of think the same thing. I kind of think the Lakers want to send a message to the Blazers like, all right, you caught us slipping in game 1. You are not on our level. And I think they're gonna cover that -2.5 first half. And first quarter. And I think they cover the first half spread as well. I'm not sure if I could take them full game. Sorry, the first half spread is -4. First quarter spread is -2.5. I just think the Blazers can hang around, though, if they start making threes, especially if the Lakers got a lead and they kind of start sitting people. So I'm a little bit worried about the full game spread. And I'm not going to lie to you, J Money. I'm a little bit concerned about Anthony Davis. And I know I'm probably making too much of this. I really didn't like the way that he looked in game 1. He really didn't seem too concerned that they were losing that game. And I don't like seeing players when it's all on the line lacking intensity. That's a problem for me.
Gotcha, man. We'll see today if the Lakers lack any type of intensity today, man. They go down 0-2. Well, they'll never hear the end there. And I'm gonna make sure, because I'm gonna be all over the ass on Twitter. The whole team. I'm adding everybody. I'm trying to get phone numbers, calling ads, everything. Now it ain't that serious to me, man. I'm been taking it here like, you know what I'm saying. This the playoffs is we'll know he's gonna have some smash spots, but that comes a little bit later in the series. You know what I'm saying. Or might have a couple of them tomorrow, but today just, you know what I'm saying, taking it light, man. I'll try to get some cash, not going too far for what I was on in game 1, even though everything didn't necessarily happen like I wanted to. You still can't get off of it. Go too far on what you saw in game 1, man. Y'all know we got to get out of here. We're trying to get some cash, man. We're trying to leche all them motherfuckers, man. So we got to try and get some cash. I got to get my money back today, man, from the 76ers and from the day before yesterday, man. Got to try to get to some cheddar today. We appreciate all y'all for tuning in. Hit the like button if you can, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button for the show if you like the content, man. We're gonna holler at y'all tomorrow.